Hello, today we are going to be playing Space Wars, which is a 1982 Vectrex game, which is a port of the 1977 arcade game Space Wars, which is in itself a clone of the 1962 game Space War, which was the first video games ever made. This is the box, and in the box you get the cartridge, the manual, and the screen overlay with a thing that's meant to look like a star in the middle to make it like you're fighting around a star in Space Wars. Let's play!
Thank you for the introduction, Rilof. Yes, we're playing a 36-year-old copy of a 56-year-old game. This is, of course, Space Wars, clone of one of the granddaddies of video games. It's a top-down space shooter. You have a static area of space with a star in the middle. Each player, either two human players or one computer controller player and one human player, shoot it out around the central star. Controls work like asteroids. You rotate your ship left or right, move forward with the thrust button. You can shoot and jump to hyperspace, mysteriously as per the manual, to escape tricky situations. At the edge of the screen, you warp from one side to the next. Player 1's ship has a strong Star Trek vibe to it, while Player 2 is more of a traditional arrow. I like that the ships have limited energy, so sometimes you can survive a shot or a crash. When this happens, pieces break off your ship and you turn and thrust slower, adding some tension to what is inevitably going to be the final moments of the battle. You have limited fuel and lasers, shown at the top of the screen. Once it is up, you're a sitting duck. An indestructible asteroid sometimes floats through the screen just to add additional challenge. The game has 7 different skill levels, which influences the opponent's speed and the sun's gravity. Whoever reaches 10 kills first wins. Interesting here, of course, is the history of Space War. Created in 1962 by Steve Russell and a number of other slackers over at MIT on the then brand new PDP-1 system that they got. Because, what else are students going to do with a brand new $120,000 computer? In today's money, that's millions. Digital Equipment Corporation, the guys who made the PDP-1, has a fascinating role in computer history, and the only 3 remaining PDP-1s are all in the possession of the Computer History Museum in Mountain View. If you've ever found yourself in the Silicon Valley area, do check it out. If you think that sounds too nerdy, well, you're watching a Vectrex video on the internet. Trust me, you'll like it. Anyway, back to Space Wars. Larry Rosenthal was an MIT graduate who was fascinated with the original Space War. He wrote his master's thesis on it, and we think video game courses are a new thing today. He also developed his own custom hardware, both processor and vector beam display technology, and software, and was looking for a partner to get the game into the arcades. Enter Cinematronics, a 1975 game company looking for their next game. Together, they released Space War in the arcades in 1977 to considerable success. Space Wars was the first arcade game to utilize black and white vector graphics, knocking the socks off the competition in the arcades with its sharp, crisp graphics. So Cinematronics entered its golden era of vector-based games following this. In 1982, with the release of the Vectrex, Cinematronics ported it to the home console. For the home console release, they added a single-player option. The arcade only ever was a 2-player game. Nowadays, when I see one of the Space War clones, I'm left wondering when we'll be able to play the new Star Control. And I'm talking of Ghost of the Precursors, the real Star Control. If this kind of game is your thing, do go and play Star Control 1 and 2, especially 2. You'll thank me later. Okay, I probably need to start concentrating on this game if I'm ever going to win this thing. And look at that maneuvering. Yes, got him. It doesn't matter that I die second, he died first. So take that in your face. Yep, thanks, asteroid. I will take that. As you can see, you warp from side to side. I think that was both at the same time. Yep, that was both of us. Okay, going. It's kind of similar to combat on the Atari 2600 if you think about it. It's that same really visceral fun. There's no complicating mechanics or anything. It is just 2 players going at it with very little. You've got a gun, and you've got some gravity in the middle. And it is just the most fun you can probably have. If you don't have a Vectrex, do yourself a favor and go and play Combat on the Atari 2600. You can even now buy the Atari 2600 Combat on the PS4. Otherwise, if you want your combat to remain space related, you can have similar fun with Star Control, especially Star Control 1 in multiplayer. You can have some serious battles that are very similar to this. It's a pity the second controller for the Vectrex is sold separately. It would have been great if it was included in the machine. A game like this really needs to be played by two player. As much fun as it is fighting against the computer, it's always better to take out your buddy. That feeling does pass a little once your kids start to mess you up consistently, but you know, I can always use the excuse of good parenting and letting them win. Okay, this sucker is going down. There is no way he's winning. Yes. Both. No, that was me. That was me. I love how glancing shots take off parts of your ship, and you sometimes just fly around with the little round stubby at the front. Yes! Ah, cool, I've got him. Fatsue yo boosvig. He had that coming. Okay, and on that note, I think it's time to end. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Please do check out our other videos. Until next time, bye.
Hello. Today we are going to be playing Star Wars. Oh, Star Wars. We do.
Okay.
Space Wars.
Okay.